We'll study the different scaling strategies. We have target tracking, which is the simplest and easiest method to use. We will define a target to reach and a behavior to adapt according to this one. For example, we want the average CPU of my ASG to be 40%. If the 40% is exceeded, then we'll auto-scale by either reducing or adding a certain number of machines. There is another strategy that is just as simple, but this time it is a step-by-step. We'll define a ClockWatch alert, for example, CPU over 70%. In this case, we'll have a trigger that will add instances. In the same way, we'll have an alert that will tell us when the CPU is below 30%. In this case, we'll have a trigger that will remove instances. We can also have a planned strategy, for example, that will foresee a load increase at the end of the week to cover the increased demand on weekends. For example, we'll decide to add instances on Friday afternoons between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. There is also what is called scaling cooldown. This prevents the ASG from launching or terminating additional instances before the effects of the previous scaling are visible. During new scalings, there is a 300-second period during which our ASG will let the machine start, and only at the end of this countdown will it consider new requests. We can create personalized progressive stabilization strategies in order to reduce the default time to something shorter. The created strategies have more importance than the default ones. If a 300-second period is too long, a 180-second period can be applied. If your application frequently reduces or increases its number of instances in a given period, change the stabilization time in the ClockWatch alerts that trigger scaling. If we wait 10 minutes, we have a load increase, which implies the creation of a new machine. If we have to wait 300 seconds, we risk losing quality. This diagram, taken from the AWS website, shows the following. There are several possible actions. We have a scaling that is taking place. We are going to ask the question, is the cooldown period still in progress? If so, we ignore the new scaling. If the answer is no, we reduce the number of machines or increase it. Let's see how it looks in the console. Now back to our ASG, we have the details of our group, the desired capacity, the minimum capacity, and the maximum capacity. We can see that we have our two instances. The desired capacity corresponds to the number of activated machines. We'll add a scaling strategy. We have to choose between target tracking, step scaling, or simple scaling. The last two are very similar. We'll opt for a scaling with target tracking, which we'll call target tracking policy. We are going to look at our average CPU usage. We'll choose other factors, the average number of incoming and outgoing visits. Let's stay with the CPU and say that our target value is 30%. For stability, we'll overload the value of 300 seconds. We'll put 10 seconds for a faster startup. We'll create our scaling strategy. This is our scaling strategy with target tracking. The queries we filled in earlier are present. We now look at our activity. We can now see that our auto scaling group has defined that our capacity is far too high in relation to the indicated target. We are going to get rid of a machine. As you can see, we have an alarm here, triggered by the security policy, which makes us go from 2 to 1 capacity to meet our requirements. We can see that one of our instances is shutting down. In the instance management, we can see that one is being terminated. Looking at the ASG details, our desired capacity has been reduced to 1 machine instead of 2. Here is a first example of automatic scaling by target. We will delete this one for now. We'll be able to create a planned version. We'll call this one the Friday update. The minimum capacity will be 10 machines. The recurrence will be once a week. We will define the date. We'll say Friday at midnight. It is preferable to choose a date that is not earlier than today. We confirm and create. As you can see, the desired program has been created. It will start on Friday and will set up 10 machines. You still have to be careful with the auto scaling group. You can accidentally delete an instance, but the scaling groups will recreate them. That's it for the scaling groups.